We are equipped to change the differential fluid on this old girl here. You can tell the wind is really up. I got to go cut grass and stuff, but let me get a still shot of this so I'll have something to have on the thumbnail. That's what they call it. What is that? Oh, this is flax. So this is what I got for her. It's 7590 synthetic gear oil trans and diff GL5. Exceed service level GL5. You notice anything about these things? I guess Lucas may have never done it. Well, they did it right here. They don't have the little handle on them. So yeah, we're not putting any of that in there, but this is fresh Lucas. Says it holds 1.4 liters, and this is almost a liter. A liter is more than a quart, 946. So that ought to do it. I hope that's right. I mean, I got this red line stuff, but it's only GL4, so you don't want to mess around when it comes to BMW stuff. So, and I got this pumpy thing here to go, and I got a little extra in that one. So, you know, I'll be able to top it up even if that's not right. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain it out and measure it and see how much is in there. What have I got? Do I have an empty gallon container? Used to. I don't know what I did with it. I caught another spider. Had to run him down the drain. Boy, he's a big one too. I don't know why them big spiders love my sink. It's kind of nerve-wracking. Okay, you can't start on it today, but something's eating my mat. It used to say go away on it, but now it just says away or something. It's just something is just chewing that thing to pieces. I guess some animals using it for nesting material. But yeah, I had to spend some time cutting the grass. So we'll get to the differential change tomorrow. This really makes I can pull in Tierra del Fuego when I got that antenna out there like that. Okay, we'll start on it tomorrow, I promise. Don't get mad at me. Just skip ahead if you need to. Don't it look nice? Got about an hour left of daylight. Pretty moon coming up over there too. It's in, I think it's in the waxing gibulas, but I'm not sure. Go! Let's take her up and see if I've got the right tools for this. I think I did something for Sean, therefore, with one of my tools, one of the motor graders. That's probably, I had to modify it, and then he lost it. So, I guess if he didn't lose it, it was modified anyway. I guess I've changed the gearbox fluid. So, let's see, it's got about 70-some thousand miles on it. 2006 E64 650i drop head coupe. And let's take her up and see what the axle looks like. While we're right here, it's a good time to check on your. No, those tires look fine. Well, they're very even. Okay, I'll set the brake pads. Look, I did the rear brake pads on this already. They're just fine. And front ones. This thing's a beast to get aligned because it's got all-wheel drive and all that, whatever other kind of system it is. And those look fine. Kind of fine and dirty, aren't they? So just a good time to walk around, and hopefully you don't see a cow's rib bone sticking out at you or anything like that. So yeah, those feel good and even. I don't see any reason in doing anything there. So this is just a good opportunity. So I sort of had, you can move this lift around. I was thinking one day I would just push it outside. You can pull the whole lift and move it outside. Jack it up and wash it. But don't think I'll be doing that. You can do it right here. And it ends up just cleaning the floor. But it's nice to have see the wheels for the lift. Everybody's got these. See those big white wheels over there? Ooh, she's dirty. I know it's dirty. Oh, there we go. All right, let's give her a little bit more. You can always tell by this thing moving around where you are in the world. So this is a relatively light car. Oh, let's take a look here. Oh, I got all this stuff. Oh, look at all the spiders. Ugh. This thing is a spider magnet. Let's make sure the cables are on. It's not a bad idea to check these cables. They kind of make a funky noise sometimes. When I got this thing, the cables weren't hooked up correctly. It was really quite a pain to get all that stuff in order. So that is that's got distilled water in it. Let's see, I gotta have a container to capture the fluid to see how much is in there. So let's see if I can find something. All right, let's take a look at this. Now, I remember changing the gearbox oil, and you had to have these square key tools to get the plugs out of those. So let's see what we got here. There's my kit. There's the one that Sean got rid of for me. I might find it one of these days. This is a 14 millimeter, and it looks like that's it. So the 14 millimeter is the ticket there. And so we're going to spray this down with brake clean, and be careful not to be too generous with brake clean all over this stuff around here, because it can you kind of sometimes just don't want it on certain things. So let's just take a look here. Yeah, I got lucky on that one, having the 14 millimeter remaining. Check your links for your stabilizer bar here, and just check those bushings. You know, your earthing straps like airplanes, just like working on an airplane sometimes. That's some really beautiful suspension stuff there. So I may be changing these axles, I don't know, because the tone rings are probably rotten. Kind of makes a guy mad, you know. Tone rings ought to be made out of something that holds up. So let's get these plugs out of here. I've got my little bucket ready to program to receive here. So I'll take it up a little bit and all that stuff. A little harder to do than you think. You got to have your flexi tool and an extension and a breaker bar. And I got this one up here loose. And after I pushed up on the exhaust system, I was able to get that in there. So everything's loose now. Oh, I just lost that song. That's too bad. It's not working too good today, although it's a clear day. So you got to do a little bit of finagling around, but I got them both loose. And so what I generally do at this point will be bring this over here, and because it might come out on you, but I don't like it going gluck, 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 gluck. Earl Gluckin. And Mick didn't know who Earl Gluck was. I think I got that name right. So he didn't seem interested in my diatribe. So anyway, let's get this out of here. They didn't seem to be in there real hard, but we have to remember I was using the breaker bar. Oh, there comes a little boy. Looks like the day it was made, doesn't it? So you gotta ask, would you change that? Whew, look how clean that is. It's got a little O-ring in there too. Well, you don't have to put anything on it then. Well, I've paid the $20, so I'm going to change it. And so let's, it's just perfectly topped off. So let's see how much fluid we get out of this thing. And I got my glove on the camera hand. That's good, isn't it? Nothing like smarts, eh? You don't want camera getting on your hands, do you? So this stuff's going to be very clean. But I don't really care. I'd rather just have it going and done. Let's get over here and go around that way. So yeah, that's why they're not on there tights, because they got an O-ring. Let's get, this is why you don't walk away from something that's draining. And because, where am I on the world stage here? Alright, I don't know what it's doing. It says it's doing recording. I just have to have faith in that. All right, let's turn it off and turn it back on again. Yeah, I hit something. Okay, here we go. And we'll look in the, let's try to capture all that we can. Boy, that stuff's clean. It's just like, it's like working on a BMW, isn't it? With the stuff being clean everywhere. It's a little more murky than I thought it was going to be. Don't hold much, does it? And I don't have to really worry about measuring it. Let's let it kind of, let's put this over here. Where did I put the other one? Because I was thinking of other things. There it is. It's up there. Both of them are together again. So let's just let that drain for a while. So yeah, it says change it after so many miles. So I am. Boy, I just surprised. Well, it doesn't have tubes. It's, you know, it's an independent, four-wheel independent suspension. So you're just going to have the hog head there. You're not going to have the axles and all that other, or the tube axles that are hooked up to let the oil, or, you know, open to oil to get oil to the bearings with the seals that leak and go down your brakes, and got no brakes, okay? So I ain't got any of that here. Spitfire don't either. Spitfire same design as this car. Isn't that fascinating? So I was looking at this plug and I discovered that, yeah, it is kind of dirty in there. See? It's got a little bit of a film on it, so that's something to keep in mind. Now, if you want to spray brake clean inside your axle, that's up to you. It ain't up to me. So you just you make that decision. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to change containers at this point, because I am going to do it. I might not should do it, but I'm going to do it. And then you just have to, I'd rather just flush the dirt out of it. I do that generally anyway, even on some motors, and it gets the gunk to let loose off the bottom. So I sprayed brake clean as many angles as I could in the fill port, and I let it run out. A lot is still coming out of there, and then I spray it up in here to try to loosen the stuff on the bottom of the thing. And this is what I got out of it. This oil, I almost contemplated just closing her up, but kind of glad I didn't. I mean, it, you know, I've seen a lot worse, but that's still dirty. So that was just the oil, and this was a clean container. That's what I got out of it with brake clean. So, ooh, that spider made a bad choice. I'm sorry, Spidey. And ooh, there's another one. Well, okay, not anymore. Okay, so I think it's worth doing. Just be careful, let it drain all the way. You might want to run some compressed air through it, and just kind of dry it out real good. I don't think it would probably just evaporate, but there's no sense in running any risk on that. I elected to give her a little bit of up on this side to get some more gunk out of here, and it's coming out, so that's good. Just let her keep coming. See it rolling out of there. So I only gave her a couple of pumps, so and that just gets the goo out of the bottom. I don't really want to stick anything in there like cotton or cloth or anything, because I just don't want any fibers up in there. I know that sounds kind of funny, but life is funny. Where's all that stuff going? Oh, it's just dripping off right there. Okay, let's just let that go for a while. I might let it go overnight. I don't know. I have to think about it. It might be the best idea to let it go overnight. You know that? I think I might. It's already getting late anyway. What is it? It's almost 6. So I've got this my little pump all cleaned up and everything, and I'm using an old binder clip to just let that sit there. It's been 5 minutes or so. So this is what I'm using. I think I talked about that before. So we're gonna just see. Now see, it's not really dripping that much anymore, so I feel like it's okay. And I see that little piece of red lint right there? See, that's why you don't want to wipe off too much. Make sure you're real clean on these surfaces here. And there's the battery drain, but I use AGM batteries, so I don't have to worry about that, I hope. Let's see. This is I'm gonna put a little yellow tape on there, just a little bit. I know it's not really necessary. A lot of people say that's just a lubricant. You got to use the yellow kind in the petrol situation. But if it has mass, it's got to help stop leaks. But it's got O-ring, so I ain't too concerned. Okay, got the big long air stick here, and I decided to do this and finish this one out. I could need this car tonight, so I don't know. You never know. So let's just blow this out here. Ooh, coming on out of there, isn't it? Wow, well, that's surprising. Nietzsche says, out of chaos comes order. More coming out there than I thought was going to come out. I don't have this thing fully charged. It's probably like 50 pounds of air in it. I can smell the brake clean. You don't smell brake clean for too long, then you don't get to smell anything anymore if you're not careful. So yeah, it keeps coming. I'm going to just blow all that air through there and just get all the brake clean out of that thing. So, changed the cabin filter yesterday on a friend of mine's car. You people are going to have to change your cabin filters. I hate to tell you that. Just do it. And, oh, there, all that stuff. That was just instructions. Oh, really? I put a motor air cleaner. And this is in a Mazda something or rather, C something 5. And I did this in less than a minute. This might have taken me 2 minutes. And they were quoted like $60 something in labor. Okay, well, that's what you want to do. I didn't make a video on it because there's enough of them out there on that. This is a little bit more, I like doing sort of a little bit more rare stuff. You know, the yellow tape wasn't working out, so I just got a little tiny skosh of this stuff, not a sponsor, and just went around the threads just a little bit. I like the way I'm getting this thing to focus. These cameras, you gotta just mess with them, so. And don't leave anywhere it can get in there, and I might take a little bit more of that off. Just enough to just kind of double seal it. Don't want to see a little stain when you drive off. Don't want to see that back behind your rear axle. Okay, remember, before you crack your lid on it, these things have additives packs in them, so shake them up a little bit before you start putting them in there. And probably better with a lid on it instead of just depending on that little pull tab thing. But give them a shake, and then I bet you, what do you think my odds are of that coming off? Oh, whoa, pretty good, huh? Alright, so there that is. And there this is. And so, let's see how far down that's going to go. I'm not going to use, it don't take all of this anyway. How much is in there? Almost to the top. Let's just do it like that. So I'm going to need both hands. You don't need to see me pumping the oil in there, so I'm just going to be pumping the oil in there. I'll tell you about it later. I'll tell you how it all comes out in the end. I decided to, I was going to set up the tripod, but I don't think I need to do that. So I got most everything out of this, and I'm going to show you the way I do this. Hang on. It'll only be a second. You can tell I went to some extra trouble to get some light. Oh, dadgummit. Well, I have to get another hose. The hose just busted. the old fill hole. It's not really designed for petrol anyway, so stand by. Okay, this is going to be some funky editing, but the fill holes, you can't see it. I don't want you to see the fill hole. I want you to see what I'm about to do, the way I have learned to charge these things. So I got my pump ready to go. So I'm going to try to show you my setup. You can buy these pumps for very cheap. So I got my, I can't even see what's going on. So there's my bottle, my pump, and my new hose I just put on. And I just want you, now this thing's very, very full. So you just take your hose and you try to, as carefully as you can without touching anything, get it up inside there. Now I want you to see what I'm going to do. Can you see what I'm going to do? It's going to come down the hose. So I don't even know if you can see that. You can. So what I do is I put that there and I push the bottle up. And I use the bottle as the pump. I think of it the other way around. Now I'm hoping that this thing is going to start overflowing. It says, oh, I don't think that's true. I think that's a lie. It was. Oh. It'll come back down the tube a little bit, but don't worry about that. And just kind of be firm with it, because you're trying to squirt it as far up in there as you can, because if you don't, it'll just run back down the hose worse than it's doing now. And okay, 1.4, I don't know. Okay, I guess I got the music too loud. I don't think Pandora's got very decent buffers. I mean, you'll know when you get it, because it'll start coming out like that. Let's see if it's coming out of the, yeah, it's coming out of the fill hole now. So we got her. And I'm going to try to save all that's in there. So you can sit there and watch that drain if you want to. Okay, it's just let that sort of ripple there. Let me take you off this thing, and we'll try to make this as painless as possible. Let's get our lamp here. So there it is. See, it's just kind of let that happen a little bit. I don't see any reason in trying to save that a little bit. It just kind of makes things messy. So let me put that plug in here in a second, and we'll be good to go. Well, that does it, gang. I tightened it up. I sprayed it off one more time just to make sure she was clean. You can see the little red dot. There was a little red mark right here, and I lined it back up where it was. I didn't do that. I didn't think to do that. And that one's in there too. So I think that's pretty good. It looks like it went a little bit more than that, but I don't know. I put some torque. I might just give it a little hair turn. At 12 o'clock, you can see there's a little yellow dot. It doesn't look exactly lined up. Well, that's a good point. Put some marks on there with some whiteout or something if you don't know what the torque spec is. It's hard as hell to get torque on these, because you gotta kind of use an extension and everything else. So I think I will try to give that a little bit more. But that's gonna do it. And I've kind of already cleaned up, but it's only a couple little tools. So I sure appreciate y'all watching, and I eventually get to what I'm gonna do. So see, the sun's down behind the trees now, and so let's go in. Give me a skyward thumbs up and a downward subscribe button, and share and tell everybody else to subscribe, and let's all try to help each other here. So, all right, we'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Somebody needs a tire or something. Your thing thumping around. Once a car guy, always a car guy.